executing test cases. So first of all, let's talk about our project structure. So I have two epic story here. Is that the user browsing management and the buying and checking out management. So the first epic story that contains just one one user story, which is the first sprint. In the first sprint is called the browsing user browsing product. You can see over here. So this is the user story for the user who's going to browsing the product and choosing what they want. The next story is the buying and checking out management, which contains two user story, which is the just browsing, which is the buying, adding in the shopping cart. Like user can add the product into the shopping cart to buy later. You can see over there, and the checking out user story, like they want to fill their billing and take or buy all the product they add to the shopping cart. So that's two epic story and three user story we see over there. So let's take a look to our timeline. As you can see there, the first sprint contains the first user story is from the 7 to 10 August. The second user story with the second sprint is from 11 August to 14 August, and the last sprint is from 14 August to yesterday, like 15 August. You see the timeline. So as you can see there, each user story contain the test cases associated with them. You can see over there. Their user story also have some of the task that the child work item attached for them. So as you can see over there, the test cases is all about browsing. In the first user story is browsing product. The test cases is all about browsing the product in the way they browsing. Like, let me show you. Yes, so it's the catalog that in the first user story over there. Yeah, this is the part one of the user story. In this part one, I used for routing finding the product by clicking into button and icon. You can see that. Let me run it. This guy the clicking the icon. That you can see like automated just clicking all the button to the button to find the product. And it just contain three test cases like by the icon, like the big icon you see before, the side navigation top bar and the top navigation bar. You can see there. Let me show you. You can see browsing by the images, the left side navigation bar and the top navigation bar. Okay, so next is browsing by the search bar. Let me show you over here. It tests all the possible cases like searching for the names for the product ID, the item ID, the category, searching by category, or some test cases like if the user input blank or input some not invalid key, or they just input some of the like there's a SK that they input special character and it show all the products. So I consider it negative test case, negative fail test cases. See there that they just have. Also, there's a case that if they just put letter, it should show the product that start with that letter. But in this case, it just show all the product that have that letter in that. So that's over done it. So next is our second user story is the shopping cart. This is where the user can add their product into the shopping cart and remove and change the quality. Let me show you over here. So in this user story, we just test all the test cases that the user just add the item and just remove the item, change the quantity, and there's a binary test case where the user just put infinite large number and to see if the website can know if that number is invalid. And there's a test case that handle negative number. You see there? Yeah, that's negative number. It should show the test. It should show the message that tell user not put negative number, but it just empty the code and it just and there's a case that we put a very infinite large number there and it's still going on. So I think it's a binary for test case. So moving on, next is our third user story with it checking out, and you can see over here. So GeoCode item file to support the user story, and in the user story we have just two test case about checking out. The first one is the checking out if the building and the shipping is the same, and the second is if the shipping address is not the same with the building, which is use another function in that in the web. Let me show you. To see that the prerequisite that the user must enter their account first. You can see there we just add a product into our cart and just checking out without adding a new shipping address. And in this case, we wanna try a new shipping address. And you see, it just goes smoothly. So I think it's a win for TCSK, not fail anything. So about the test cycle, as you over here. Yeah, sorry for the delay. So that 3 test cycle as the into 3 test case to choose 3 we have 3 test cycle. The first one is testing the product. We are not that for now. So as you can see here, mostly pass, but there's some fail over here because there's like the passing the product by search bar like input this special character. This a negative fail because it show which not supposed to be shown when user input that character. And this you have these 3 test cases, like one by item ID, the product ID, and the category test case when they input and they not show anything. So I think it's a fail. So this could be a negative fail. And the last one is they input the partial name. I like with the letter A, but they just show all the product that contain the letter A instead of start with the letter A. So I think it's still a negative fail. So what they're not supposed to show. So in the first, they just 5 pass, 5 fail. So I think it's not very satisfying. So let's move on to the shopping cart, the test cycle. We have this mostly bad like remove, add item, change the quantity 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but change to a negative number. I think it's still a pass because I think because it still does like when you have a negative number of stock in your shopping cart, so it should be no stock at all, isn't it? So and the failed test case over here is that the change the quantity to a very large number like when in the stock, and you can see over here. Like that 9,972 in stock, and they we just put a very large number over here, update cart, and the cart and they just change accordingly. So it's not possible. It's still that there's still it's true stock. So I think it's not it's a very for test case. You see, we can see checking out, and yeah, so that's why I think this stuff fail. So that's all for my project. Thank you for listening.